Hi there, I'm William Earnhardt. I'm a Bible worker in the Florida area, and I'd just like to share with you another brief Christmas season devotional thought. And this comes from Micah chapter 5, verse 2. Here we have the prophecy of Jesus, the Messiah, being born in Bethlehem. And in Micah 5:2, it reads, "But thou, Bethlehem, Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Israel, whose going forth have been from of old, from everlasting." This, of course, is talking about the Messiah, who we find in Luke chapter 2, verses 4 through 7, is Jesus. In Luke 2, beginning with verse 4, it says, "And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth unto Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered." Verse 7, "And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn." So even though Joseph and Mary were from Galilee and from Nazareth, Jesus was born in Bethlehem, which thus fulfilled the prophecy in Micah 5:2 that the Messiah would come from Bethlehem, would be born in Bethlehem. Now, it was pointed out later in John 7 a couple of times, the reference is made, how could Jesus be the Messiah? No Messiah comes from Galilee. Nothing good comes from Nazareth. Well, what these people who were making those accusations in John 7 failed to realize was that Jesus wasn't born in Galilee. He wasn't born in Nazareth, even though he grew up there. He was born in Bethlehem. How he got to be in Bethlehem, or got to be born in Bethlehem, was because Joseph and Mary had to travel to register for the census. It probably wasn't very comfortable for poor Mary, being pregnant, to be traveling on a donkey. She probably sure didn't feel like traveling and was wondering why she had to go, but yet it got her to where she needed to be to have the prophecy fulfilled. That call to register for the taxes is exactly what got Mary and Joseph to where they needed to be in Bethlehem, so the prophecy could be fulfilled that the Messiah was born not in Galilee, not in Nazareth, but in Bethlehem. I remember a few years ago, I got up one morning and needed a haircut. It was a long time ago. And I went to the barber shop I usually went to, signed in, and I sat there while people came in after me and were waited on before I was, and this was before the internet and everything where you could check in online. And so after a while, I realized I didn't have time to wait anymore, and I was wondering why they weren't waiting on me. I had signed in, and so I had to leave to go give a Bible study, and so I drove to another part of town, gave my Bible study, and then as soon as I finished, I went into a nearby barber shop there, walked right in, they took care of me right away, and as the barber was talking to me, he asked me what I did. I told him about my work, and we got to talking about God, and he had a lot of questions about the Bible. And I was able to give him some Bible study guides and help him out. And as I left, I then realized why the people weren't waiting on me at the first barber shop, because that wasn't where I was supposed to be that day. I actually needed to be somewhere else in another barber shop that day. It wasn't very pleasant waiting while other people were coming in behind me and getting waited on before me, but yet it got me to where I needed to be. And it probably wasn't very comfortable for Mary to have to travel like that while she was with child, but yet it got her to where she needed to be, so the prophecy about the Messiah being born in Bethlehem would be fulfilled, causing her to travel all the way from Galilee through Bethlehem. So I want to encourage you that you might be wondering why you are where you are right now, but I want to encourage you that God is getting you to where you need to be. And it might not make sense now, might not have made sense to Mary at the time. It didn't make sense to me while I was waiting in the barber shop, while other people were coming in behind me and getting waited on while I was just sitting there. But one day it'll all make sense. We can trust God. He loves us, He cares for us, and He wants to get us all right where we need to be. If you have any more questions about God's Word, I would love to hear from you. You can reach me at racer3@gmail.com. You spell out the 3, so it's RACERTHREE @gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Have a very blessed Christmas season. Thank you.